Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be talking about the great Twitter debate of Politina and Incineroar and why tiers don't actually matter in this game, because in a game like Ultimate, whether you are mid tier or top tier, you have a chance. There's like 5 characters in this game where you're actually just at a super big disadvantage essentially the entire time and it's really hard to win with. Everyone else, you're pretty good to go. Now, the main topic of today's video will be on Incineroar and Politina, specifically Politina, because I think that character's in a really interesting spot right now. So let's just get right into it. So I've chosen 10 characters right here. These are all chosen very deliberately. We have our top tiers. These are your fundies based top tiers. They just have better buttons than you, really solid options, and are able to be pretty good in tournament setting. Then you have our mid tier slash high tier section. And these characters all have some pretty big flaws, but they all have a really strong X factor. And what I mean by X factor in the context of this video is a win condition. They have an option, 2, maybe even 3, that they can fish for that can steal them games, and if they are able to hit these, they'll be able to take sets. Meta Knight, for example, he has dash attack into up air combos, just up air ladders in general to get off the top with his specials. Those are his win conditions. Hero has spells, specifically buffs are very good for him, but other spells as well. Luigi has grab and just up B in general. Puff has rest. Incineroar has side B and down B. Now you look at these characters and they're all pretty good. Well, they're all really good. These are all top 20, 25 characters that have really, really strong buttons. But Wolf, for example, Wolf has back air and side B for a win condition. Has this X factor. Peach and Daisy, if they hit you with the turnip combo, that's their X factor. Lucina has up B at a shield and shield breaker. That's a pretty good X factor. Cloud has limit. What does Politina have? And that's where it gets a little bit tricky, because Politina is a character that is a very, very evident lack of this strong X factor. Now, we're going to be bashing on Politina a lot in this video, but the character is still very good. I'd say top 25 at least. You can still solo main Politina to win a major. It is not impossible. It is incredibly difficult, but it is not impossible. She has some of the best aerials in the game. Dash attack is a ridiculous burst option. Her grab game, though not even close as good as it used to be, is still very strong. She has safe pressure on shield. She has some very easy bread and butters. Her recovery is decent. Her specials are kind of mid. Her tilts are kind of mid. Her smash attacks are bad, but you don't really need that kind of stuff when your aerial game is so strong. It can make her a little bit predictable, but with the movement, I think teleport canceling is a big thing for Politina players. I think if you utilize teleport canceling a lot, you will get way, way better, just because it makes your movement so much more ambiguous and you get to throw out these really scary back airs, as well as slingshotting being a big thing there. So I wanted to give mention that Politina is still a good character. We're going to be bashing them a lot in this video. I'm going to make it seem like Incineroar is better. Incineroar is nowhere close to as good as Politina. Just thought I needed to mention that. Now, I could ramble on and on about this topic for 20 minutes, and I still wouldn't be able to get the point across just as good as Luis does here with this one tweet. Just like how Incin is more likely to get 97th at a major compared to Palu, he's also more likely to get 2nd at a major than the rest of the tweet. It's just giving credit to SkyJ because that guy is crazy good. But the point that Luis is trying to make here is that Incineroar is a character that if things go right, if you are able to hit your strong win condition, you are able to make insane runs. Whereas Politina, the win condition isn't as evident. You just kind of have to be much better than your opponent. You have to be outplaying your opponent, because around a certain percent, Politina just kind of stops working as a character. What I mean by that is, let's say you're at 80% versus Politina. How is she going to steal the kill? Because the only answer is smash attacks, and her smash attacks are garbage. The only good one is kind of up smash, but even then you have to make a hard call out, and at that point every single character in the game can do that, but she doesn't really have many kill confirms, the only one being dragged down Nair into up tilt, which still doesn't kill super early. And I think a really big problem with Politina is her grab being so nerfed. Now, Politana's win condition used to be her grab because her grab was insane. The thing was massive. You could apply a lot of safe pressure with her forward air. Because don't get me wrong, we're going to be bashing on Politina a lot in this video. The character is still very good, and we will talk about their upsides. But you could apply a lot of safe pressure with forward air, go for grab mix-ups. Her pivot grab was insanely big, and you had a kill confirm off of down throw as well as back throw just being incredibly strong. But now you don't have that, and that takes away a massive win condition, as well as some of the other nerfs she received hurting her, as well as obviously losing her top reps definitely going to hurt the character in results. DLC didn't help as well, but I think that's a massive thing for Politina that she just kind of lost, that makes it really hard for going these big crazy runs, because if you know how to play against Politina, and her game plan even at the top level against the best of the best is very linear. There are only a certain options that she can go for, because she can't really go for tilts on the ground. At a high kill percent, you're not going to see a Politina run up and forward tilt you. It's just not going to happen. Not a run up down tilt. Your specials aren't going to be really working towards high percent. You're not really going to be catching people off guard inside B, unless again they are just unaware. They don't know the matchup very well. If people are aware of the matchup and they know what Politina wants to do, and it's very easy to tell what Politina wants to do, you can space outside of this perfectly. Now, Incineroar, for example, you also know what Incineroar wants to do. But the difference of this is I can get revenge with Incineroar, and now all of a sudden everything I do kills you at 80. Or I can side B you off stage at 40 because I call you out and you die. Politina doesn't really have that. Now, Politana's comeback game isn't really that good. She has a down air to steal a stock, maybe a smash attack call, but at that point you're just hard reading someone, and again, any character in the game can do that. So her only real special way to steal a stock is going to be that down air spike, and thank God she has it, because if Politina didn't have a spike, I think she dropped like 5-10 spots. I mean, like, basically every character in the game benefits heavily from a spike, but I think she does, especially because it at least makes her scary at all times, you know? But Politina, in order to make a comeback, is usually like, okay, I have to win neutral once, I have to maybe get my Nair combo, maybe I'll get 50% off that if I optimize it super, super well, and now there's the ledge. Okay, now I back air them a couple times. Let's say I hit a dash attack, maybe I hit a down air to back air. Let's say I'm getting a little fancy. You know, I hit some nice combos. Now they're at maybe 100, 110. I've won neutral about 3-4 times now. How do I get the kill? Well, I'm going to get the kill with maybe a dash attack. Maybe I get it with back air. Maybe with up air. Maybe with back throw. But if it's going to be with dash attack, it's going to have to be probably 30% higher. Back throw, it's going to have to be at the ledge. Drag down air to up tilt, it's going to have to be a little higher. Up air, if you just catch the right spot, could work. And then back air is going to be probably your best option. Now let's switch this to the mind of Incineroar. What do I need to do to get in comeback? I need to revenge, and I need to side B, and I am now back in the game. Now it is even, and I might even be winning. Now, obviously, I have very, very oversimplified that, and I've skewed in Incineroar's favor. Of course, it isn't that easy because you still need to land those hits. But with Incineroar, let's say they know for the side B. They are looking out for that thing. They are not going to let me get side B'd. Okay, what if I just trade with an Nair then? Oh, I took 50. Oh, awesome. I did 50% to my opponent. Now I have a chance because I am Incineroar, and I kill you super early. Let's say I hit an up air at 0 with Incineroar. You might just die. We've seen SkyJ do this. He hits people with an up air collision, and they died at 0. He did this to multiple people in multiple sets. It is ridiculous how he does that. Even a grab at 0 from Incineroar can lead to an up B into a kill. I'm pretty sure I'll fact check that after I record this. But Incineroar has so many ways to get back into the game. Politina doesn't have any ways to get back into the game besides just being better than your opponent and winning neutral a lot. And that is not a great win condition character. Now, again, going back to Luis's tweet, because it really is just worded so well, Politina isn't really going to be getting these 97s like Incineroar is, because sometimes when Incineroar doesn't have his win condition, the character is garbage. When Incineroar is getting camped, he cannot do anything. When Politina doesn't have her win condition, I mean, she doesn't really have one. Like, certain matchups she'll have certain ones because, like, up smash is really good or, like, back air is really good. Maybe you have down tilt stuff as well, but a little bit off tangent, a little bit matchup subjective. Sometimes with Incineroar, you're just not being able to get your win conditions, and you're going to lose. Whereas Politina, she isn't as heavily reliant on those win conditions, so she's able to be more consistent and just kind of play her game. And that is why Incineroar can hit higher highs, because I think I already mentioned this, but he can hit the higher highs because when he's hitting his win condition, he's going to go way, way farther than Politina. But when he's not hitting his win condition, he's not going to go nearly as far. So Politina is a character that's very consistent, but it's harder for her to hit the peak, which is interesting because it's like, okay, maybe I use Politina as a secondary then. Maybe I main Politina and I have a secondary for her bad matchups. But even this isn't super great because, one, Palitina's matchup spread versus relevant characters, again, isn't super amazing. But two, people just know how to play against Politina. You need to be better than someone to beat them with Politina. And Politina, I feel like when the game first came out, everyone's perception of Politina is this character's lame, stupid, brain dead. You don't need to think at all when you're using them. The amount of work that you have to do with Palu, you just have to be so smart with your spacing because your opponent knows exactly what you have options to at all times. So you need to be thinking outside of the box. How can I get in their space? How can I land this crucial back here? How can I mix them up to this grab? How can I get them scared in shield? How can I apply my pressure without being too obvious? And it's just really difficult to do, whereas again, a character like Incineroar has so many more options. When he is in the advantage state, when he's applying the pressure, it is so much stronger. Palutina's pressure is good, but it isn't nowhere as good as a character, again, like Incineroar. Now we're going to wrap things up here because I'm getting a little bit ranty and you don't really want that, but the TLDR of the video is that Politina is still a much better character than Incineroar. Politina is still a very good character. You can still solo main her to win a major. You can have lots of success. It's going to be hard. You're going to have to work hard. People are going to know what to do against you, but it's not impossible. And Incineroar, he's way worse. He's going to have way lower lows, but his highs, even though he's not going to get them nearly as much as Palu is, are going to be a little bit higher because his X factor is so strong. I think this is why tier lists don't really matter in Ultimate, because you have a lot of these top tiers, their X factor isn't as strong, but they're just way more consistent. But the mid tiers, their X factor is just ridiculous. ridiculous, and a lot of them have this. It isn't just Incineroar. Those are the 5 characters that I mentioned that have really good X factors. There's a ton more. Ice Climber's a great example. Pichu's a great example. There are so many that I can think of immediately off the top of my head. As well as I wanted to give a shout out to MUTEACE because he had like a 2-hour stream with I think Junipi. I hope I said that right, but I think it was with them, and they were talking about Politina just in general, what they think of the character, and I just thought it was really well done, just super interesting discussion. So I will leave that down below as well. If you want to learn more about the topic, please go watch that. Just I only watch bits of it, but it was just again really well done. Shout out to MUTEACE, the guy is amazing. Shout out to Luis. I'll leave a link to his Twitter down below as well. And I thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'm curious what you think of the situation. Also, I'm curious what you guys think of Politina because the character has definitely fallen from grace for some pretty obvious reasons, but very curious. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Support's been absolutely unreal lately, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.